Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at Jobo tanks and the new Silverbase processor. Now this video came about because on my Discord there were people asking about using some of the Jobo tanks and they were just unfamiliar with the system as a whole. So I've got quite a few pieces of it, so I thought I would go through what some of the tanks are, some of the accessories, how they're interchangeable and so forth. Now, because I'm working from home now instead of in my darkroom, since we're still in the process of replacing that after the move, I got the Jobo Silverbase processor because my big giant CPA2 is not kitchen friendly. So I want to show you what I have and how they work, and then we're going to unbox this thing and open it up. Actually, let's start with that. Let's unbox this, get that off the table, and then we'll get through some of the tanks. So got this today, haven't even opened it yet. So let's see what we've got inside here. Now, before we get too involved in this, I will tell you, I bought this. Nobody sent it to me. I reached out to Jobo, they just ignored me. But this is bought and paid for full price. Right? What we got? All right. So here's the actual thing. Okay. So here we go. Big shipping box for this thing. This at least looks more manageable. And I bought the set that came with the tank. Now, I already have a tank, but I don't have 35mm reels for this, and I don't have the magnet, which is required for the Silverbase. That's because this one I use for hand inversion. If I do rotary processing, I use this guy right here, which is just a non-motorized base. You just put it on there and you roll it. Okay, so we've got the tank. We'll open that up. Okay. So we've got the tank, we've got the magnet installed, and we've got one reel. And this tank holds 2 of the 35mm reels. They only provided 1. Good to know. May have to get another one then. And then of course the lid. Okay. All right, what else we got in here? Got a little sticker, just a Jobo marketing sticker. And then we've got the actual thing. Got more promotional instructions. Hey, use some of our chemicals. We got the wall plug, another sticker. And then 2 of these things. So let's get the box out of the way. And these are the rollers. You can take them off of this and put directly on the base here. I actually will just be using mine from there. And the way this works is the wheels on these little arms provide the right distance for the 1500 tanks. And if you're going to use the larger 2500 tanks, then you remove the wheels with the arms. You would take the wheels off of these. It's a pain in the butt. I don't recommend it. But you would put it straight on. If I can get these off, I'll do that. So you put these on directly. They go one way. And now you can use the larger 2500 series tank. You can see the diameter is quite different. So this would now center this up, whereas these guys would center this up. Okay, so that's how that works. Magnet grips pretty well, gripped right away. This is a nice little size. This bar with those wheels just slides back and forth. So if you're using a very small tank, for example, grab this guy here. All right, this is my small tank. This is for a single 35 millimeter reel. So if we were processing just this and put it on here, well, now this red lip is riding on top of the wheels, and you don't want that. So you would push this in, and then it would ride on the tank like it's supposed to. But then, if I were going to use a very long tank, say I had, what, four reels to process? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do, how many? A lot. So with the two combined, I could do 4 or 5 reels in here. Well, now this is very unbalanced. So you move this out. A little bit further. There we go. And now it's resting here and on the magnet. And that's how that would work. Okay. So we have the base, we have the plug. Let's get that plugged in and try it out. This is for a dry application. That is, you're not going to submerge this into water. If you're going to do that, get yourself either a CPE or one of the larger CPP3 processors. Get that plugged in. Now, I will say one thing that bothers me is I'm a lefty, and this is, like most things, designed straight ahead for a right-handed person, because I'm going to put it on this way. Fortunately, the cable's coming out the back. I was worried that it was going to come out the side of this thing, and that could potentially be just problematic with the cord and everything, but it's not. So at least it has that. I don't care if I see the label or not. It is pretty cool that everything in here is inside basically one of these drums. I mean, they just took one of these and they put everything into it and then capped it off with, I guess, what is that, 1/4 inch thick acrylic. Let's try it on. Okay. Does it change direction? Oh, it does. I don't know if you can hear that. I mean, that's quite a motor sound. Okay. One thing we'll have to test another time, because I'm not going to try it right now with liquid in there, would be how much weight can it turn? Like, is this the biggest it can do? This is one of my bigger tanks. This is a 2500 multi-tank 5, which means it has 5 35 millimeter reels, much larger. For those of you who have not seen these. Larger diameter reel than this guy. So 1500 series, 2500 series. I believe this can take 2 rolls of 35, is that right? Yeah, I think each reel of this can take 2 rolls of 35 millimeter. I've never tried it. So potentially this could do 10 rolls at a time, but can it rotate a full-size 2500 drum with the full amount of liquid, which is 1.25 liters, so 1.25 liters. It's a lot of liquid, which means it's also a lot of weight. We may have to try that out, but we're not going to do that tonight. Because mostly, I just want to talk about what these drums are, how they work together as a system. This, I think, is pretty cool, although overpriced. It is nice that you can get it with a tank with the magnet, because I don't have a magnet on any of my drums, which means if I want to use that larger 2500 series tank, I'm going to have to take the magnet off of here and put it on there, because I'm not going to spend $50 on another magnet to put on another tank. Most of the time, if I'm doing rotary, I'm using this lid with the gear on it on my larger processor, because I use a lift. Okay, so this thing looks pretty good, seems to work pretty well. We'll put it to the test when I do a larger series on the effects of different developers on a film. Much like the series that's been going on for the last, 3 years now, of different films as just kind of a buyer's guide, I am not going to record all of that at one time. That's going to be one developer at a time, but this will help keep things consistent. Video series for another time. All right, so this works. I like it. Not much in the box. Pretty simple, straightforward machine. We'll put it through its paces another time. But if you're thinking of getting one, this is what you would get. This tank is optional, so you don't need to get that every time.